tonight we are doing a coaching call. I've got a few questions that did get sent in. For those of you guys who have not had a karma call before, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is my way of giving back to you guys. It is a way for you to basically get a free coaching for an hour. So the brave ones of you that want to step forward and fire things at me, go for it. Debbie, I see you, Debbie. I don't see you. Don't worry. I just saw your name. Okay, so there's a little message thing that either is on your computer or on your phone, and you can, Patty's a karma call virgin. Woo! We have a virgin in the room. Sacrifice. No, I'm just kidding. So you guys can just write your message on there. That's where your questions can go. I've got one that we're going to sort of start off with tonight, but I'm also going to go on a little rant. Not a rant. There's a rant coming though, because I just finished one. I just wanted to give you a quick update on what's happening for me so that you guys know if you're looking for me or looking for something. I've got my event this Thursday, which is almost sold out. So thank you, people of Saskatoon. There's still a few tickets left, but the fucking Clarity Tour is kicking off this week. So that's super excited. Super excited. And the next one is in Regina in April. And then we're going to Edmonton, then we're going to Calgary, and then we're going to keep adding dates as we go along. I know, I wish you could come too. Don't worry, there'll be other ones. We're also doing the whole expo tour, so I'll be in Regina next week for the expo, doing readings, lecturing. I'm also doing a little intuition workshop there. It's a 2-hour one, so it'll be super fun. Anybody's in Regina, it's like $30. It's at the end of the expo on Sunday, and super fun. Okay. There's 150,000 other things going on, but let's just start with those couple things. Enough about me. Okay, so I'm going to start with this really cool question I got because I find people have a lot of questions about this, and not maybe specifically this question, but they have a lot of questions about, can people take our energy, or can, there's just sort of this fear of, how do I protect myself if I'm going to be an energy worker, or if I'm going to be, whatever. And I don't know why we think, I guess there's some more awareness around it, but I don't know why we think just because you're an energy worker that you're more prone to people getting into your energy than anybody else. If you have no awareness around your energy, it doesn't matter if you work with energy or not. People are going to get in your crap. Okay? That wasn't my official answer, but just so you know. That's people, we're all connected. Everything's energy. That's the point. The point is we're all in this big energy soup together, sharing energy. Now, can somebody come in? And the question is this: if others can take, now this is the question, if others can take a person's healing gifts, can they do it unintentionally when doing work themselves as healers, right? For example, energy work, obviously. As you are open. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. As you're open in those sessions to have energy work done, can a healer unknowingly take your energy in a way of your own healing gifts? So could they accidentally take your gifts? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure if she means accidentally. I don't think she does. But yes, we are open when we're a consumer on anything. So if you're sitting across from a reader, you're sitting across from, are you getting energy work done? You're right. There's an openness, there's an awareness, there's a trust that you give your psychic, your medium, your healer, your coach, your psychiatrist, your teacher, your parent, your whoever, that you find you're ready to open yourself up to. So there is, I suppose, a more openness there, absolutely. Can somebody take your healing gifts away from you? No. Absolutely, unequivocally, no. Can you disconnect from something? Yeah. Can you have a trauma in your life that it's really hard to connect to that part of you right now because you're healing, because who knows what's going on? Yeah, 100%. Did somebody take them from you? No, my sweets. They did not take them from you. Now, there's a lot of discrepancy on this. And so when we talked a little bit further, and she's right, there's a lot of people that say the same as me, because it's freaking true, that somebody cannot come and take your energy. Okay? You can give your energy, make no mistake. So if you're handing it off to them and giving them all your attention and finding them more powerful than you and looking at them in a certain way, yeah, you're handing over energy like you don't even know. But can they take your gift from you? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. She's saying the ones who say that it is possible to take your gifts or take your energies, the people like that are into what we call, darker energies or in a different kind of medicine. And that usually is indicative of anything you work with, right? So, oh, look, I got a big question here and I just rolled through. If you feel uncertain about who you're going to see, you've got to trust your own instincts. Not because they can steal your gifts or they can, suck you dry or whatever we think they can do. It's that you sit in your own power the whole time. And if you get halfway through and something starts going super weird, then we get out. We have this thing where we want to make everybody else feel better except ourselves. And it's so ass backwards, because if we don't feed ourselves, the self that we came here to be, the self that our soul went through all of this trouble to get us into this physical form, and we're still saying to it, shush, 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 to our own souls, that person's more important than me. Makes no sense. If you're in a situation with a healer, with anything, and you're uncomfortable, please get up and go. Please. But they cannot take your gifts. Pulling out your gifts, being afraid to stand in your gifts, that's a whole other story. Okay, there are, and we have we have this on the flip side. We're afraid. Some people are afraid to stand in being a healer, let's say, or a psychic medium, or just whatever your dream is. It's going to be scary. It doesn't have to be about energy work. We like to think that makes it a little bit weirder because we don't have a certain certificate, even though now you can go get certificates. but even that, just because it's not mainstream doesn't mean you can't stand in what you do. But that's your job, to stand in what you do and to do that work. And that's always inner work, always inner work. And the more you work and do that inner work, the stronger you become, and the less anybody can muck around with your energy at all. So the development of you and the connection to you and how you work with your energy, how you stand in yourself, how you represent yourself, that sort of way, that holds your space stronger. So you don't feel as wobbly when other energies come around that you may or may not like. But I really encourage you to, when you're going to go have a session from somebody that you've had a referral from a friend, that you've met this person, or you just get a really good feeling about it, you're used to trusting your intuition, I'll tell you, I've had some of the worst experiences personally going to a reader and being so open, and then having such a clash of energy come in that was because they were coming from their ego instead of coming from the information. So it's important not that you sit guarded in your session, but that you go to your session with awareness, because you'll know when it starts to move. Okay? If you want to ask more, my sweet, just type me something and I'll fire off if I didn't cover your question good enough. But Charlotte has a question. My question is, why am I going through so many damn huge shit? Oh, it's not funny. She feels like she's cursed. Big hurdles, loss, trauma. It's getting in my way. It feels like patterns. Oh, yeah. When I'm in the flow, I get hit hard with multiple episodes. So this is a recurring habit, Charlotte, yeah? If you type back to me, or if you don't mind me unclicking you, just let me know and I'll unclick you. No one can take your gifts. I just want to check there. Hi, Cheryl. Yeah, do you want me to unclick you? No, I got to find you. That is the key with me, isn't it? Ta-da! Are you there? Oh, momentito. Wait, I think I'm a happy unmuter. That's what sounded. I was setting too many people free. Charlotte, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Okay, my sister.
Am I good?
Yeah, I think you're grand.
Oh, great.
Okay.
I'm in the truck, so I'm like, don't put me on video.
I can't. I have no control over video. You guys are the ones.
So
you
okay, awesome.
Woo!
So,
we have a virgin and one in the tub. This snake gets better and better.
Right? Just does it ever.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that explained what I was trying to explain, or is it just that's the shit I'm supposed to go through at this shitty time? I don't know.
Well, what I want to ask you, and I'm so happy you let me unmute you, was, do you feel like this is a habitual pattern? So as soon as stuff starts going really well for you, or what you consider really well for you, sort of the shit hits the fan. And then,
Well,
or what?
the thing is the shit that hits the fan
Yeah.
is not everyday shit that hits the fan.
But what I'm asking you is,
You know, like it's not like I have any control over it. It's, yeah, I don't know.
yeah, it's outer things. I get that. What I'm asking you
Yeah.
is if you look back over your life,
Yeah.
do you see, when you say pattern, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, probably.
Right?
Oh, at certain times, like
Yeah.
certain times of the year, every year.
Okay, so there's your
Seems
habit.
like, yeah, like over the past, if I look back, like clearly, probably the last 3 years.
Okay, so over the last 3 years, you've been manifesting this habit. But here's the thing: is we don't want you to collectively make it a habit by it is becoming a little bit of one. But the more energy we give it as a habit, we're going to interrupt that tonight. Okay, so there's a couple things. In the last 3 years, you've changed a lot of things, and you've grown sort of into a new person. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so part of that shift, what we don't get is when we shift, it's like saying, I've changed and I've opened and I'm doing this now and it makes me happy and this is what's happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we forget to upgrade everything else over here. So it's still running all on old patterns that now have to catch up to this new you, if that makes sense. Okay? You with me? So as that starts to catch up or shift or stay out of whack, depends what happens, depends how much consciousness there's around it. It is the shit hitting the fan. It is, you have to redo all of our patterns to match this new vibration you want to be in. So if you got old patterns, old people that have old patterns that don't fit into this new vibration of Charlotte rocking it out, you're going to see massive turbulence in those relationships or in those people or in those, however those circumstances are for you. And it'll feel like it's totally out of your control, of course, because it's their issue, it's their drama. This thing happens over here, right?
But this is not even like, and I get what you're saying, but this is like PTSD shit and like loss, right? And like big shit.
Yep.
It's not, oh, you know what I mean? I'm in conflict with whoever or.
No. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have to, so work with me on this for 1 sec. Work with me on, if you can imagine, and we know, because I know you, but vibrationally, where you are when you're feeling fantastic, right? Way up here. I don't know if you can see me in the tub, but I'm I'm doing charades for you. Okay.
I actually could literally probably see this, even though I can't see you.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Anyways, right? So vibrationally, you're way up here when you're in that rock and at what you've been focusing on, how hard you've been working, all this awesomeness. There's old patterns that you have that you don't think you believe anymore, or that you don't even remember are still there, or we don't need to dig into that. But the point is, those are so low vibration, they cannot be sustained in this vibration. So they start to rise up to say, do something with me. And I don't mean them as a little thing. I mean them as, these are big, deep vibrational levels that need to be shifted. So they'll be past pain. There'll be anything that's a heavier core theme for you. So if your life's been about a lot of pain and you've suffered a lot of pain and you've been through a lot of pain and you deal with a lot of pain, then that is going to be what's getting your attention, more and more pain. So that this level of awareness of where your vibrational patterns are, where your belief structures are, can start to move up and join you here. So you don't have such an imbalance. Otherwise, you'll keep hitting your head on this ceiling and struggling, right?
How do I do that?
You're going to start to there's work in the awareness of the pain. So I don't want you to go digging into the past too much. But what you want to do, and anybody here, all of us have pain in our past. So I'm speaking to everybody, even though I'm speaking to Charlotte. But dealing with, some people like to do that inner child work where you write with your dominant hand and you answer with your non-dominant hand. Anybody who's worked with me knows I will recommend that in certain parts of my coaching, depending on what we're doing. because you can get insight into that time and you can reintegrate that part of you. Okay? Because it's running on a loop that's not serving you anymore. It's too heavy. I say too heavy because I see it vibrationally. It's like saying it's working against you.
Yeah.
So you're trying to catapult this way, and it's saying, don't do it. It's not safe. You can't do it, right? Because it's based on all these old beliefs of what kept you safe or what you needed.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're saying, I don't need that anymore. I need this and I need that. La, 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 la. Yes, that's right. And you start to create momentum and it feels super good. And then all of a sudden it feels like the whole world is ending. Because it's like we got to the end of the tether and all this is sitting here saying, that's fantastic, but you can't go that high. Don't fly that high because I have all these belief structures that said why it's dangerous. And when they were put into place, they were perfect to put into place, but they're no longer sufficient to be in place. It's like having old programming on your phone. This doesn't work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to be upgraded, just like anything else. So that's where the work is to start to find a little bit of softness in it. Now, I'm not taking away from all of the stuff that's happening for you. Okay, I don't mean it like, so suck it up, lady, da. No, it means the painful things that are happening in your world or have happened, that needs the attention of allowing yourself to be in the pain of it, allowing yourself to find the awareness of it and integrate it your new way of how you are now, not the old way, if you can. Does that make sense?
Kind of, yeah. It just seems like the better things get, the harder the harder the stuff.
Right.
Like
So
it intensifies, right? It's like things are great and they get better and they get better and they get better. And yeah, you know what I mean? Like I'll have like a clump of whatever, right? Plop in front of me, right? Then I work through that shit, right? And then I'm good, I'm on my way. And then something else plop of shit comes along and it's just bigger and heavier, right? And then I work through that and then it's something even bigger.
right, but that means you have a belief structure that to move forward, you have to keep conquering things. Somewhere in there, you've got a belief structure that to get anywhere, you have to work hard. That to accomplish anything, you've got to do hard work. And whatever plethora of other beliefs are stuck in there with that. And most of us on this call have that somewhere in our belief structure that to be successful, you have to work hard. To do this, it's got to be hard, people. And so if it's too easy and it starts going easy, this is a perfect example, Charlotte. Then your old beliefs go like this. Holy fuck, we're not working hard enough to be this successful. We better bring in some shit for her to deal with so she feels like she deserves this happiness.
Right.
And you're saying, I don't want to do that anymore, dudes.
Yeah.
I'm over that. So that's where the work is. The work is your new belief structure needs way more attention.
Okay, gotcha.
Right? We need to tend to, this is about energy. This is about flow. This isn't about some magic fairy out there saying, Charlotte's been good enough this week, so she gets to be successful. And do you know what I mean? There isn't that, right? We'd love to have that, but no, we really wouldn't, because you get to shift this. You get to decide that you can be happy and successful and whatever else you want to be, and family can flow and this can happen. You can decide all that and decide it with ease. Understand the energy of it, that it's flow.
Right.
That doesn't mean you'll never get to a day where you're like this, okay, I'm ready to upgrade. So this is bugging the shit, out of me now. So now it's time to upgrade. But we don't need it to be this intense, like you're saying. But again, you've got a belief structure there that if I'm going to be this happy, there needs to be a balancing almost. And if you look back, you'll probably see it. The better this got, bam, you put in something you had to really work through, because then you can deserve this.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And it's not logical. It's our habits, right? So when we look at it, we'd be like, why the hell would I do that to myself? Yeah, we wouldn't, but we're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't think the world's against you and they're saying you can't rise higher. I'm going to squash you, because that's what it would feel like.
Yeah.
It's a belief structure saying, I'm not allowing myself to, it's like those people that work out like crazy and they're like this, I burnt this many calories today, so I'm gonna have ice cream at dinner. That's how you're doing it, right? If you suffer long enough, then you can be this successful.
Right.
And we're saying,
Yeah.
just have ice cream before dinner. We don't care. Do whatever you want. This is about your expression here. You get to ride whatever wave you want. Let's change this pattern. And it'll be done incrementally and softly. Softly, softly. You got to do it softly. You got to be kind on yourself because this is a strong belief.
Thank you.
Okay, my sweetheart?
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
As
I
I'm
love you
washing
so
my
much.
face.
I love you so much. Okay.
Me too.
Okay, my girl. I'm going to move to another question. I got Kathleen on here for a question. Dun, dun, dun. I went into a new workspace in August, and I was really excited to be working for my boss. But over the last many months, she's gotten more and more antagonistic towards me. So much others have noticed. I don't know what has happened. Is this past life stuff, or did I presently do something I'm unaware of? Can I make this better? Whew, good girl. That's like 7 questions in one question. My little chickadee, do you want me to unmute you? I'm just going to check that. You just type me a yes if you want me to unmute you to talk about this, but I'm just going to dive in here for a second. Excuse me. Went to, oh, wait, yes. Look at it. I love it when people say yes. Now I got to find her. Dun, 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 dun. We should have like, do, 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 do. There, got her. Gotcha, Kathleen.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. Okay. So let's do, whoops. People are, now I got questions coming. Okay, my sweet, let's do this. So you liked it. Did you know your boss before you started there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did a practicum with her, and I really enamored of her, and I was really excited about getting to work for her. And I got the job, and it started, and it was good in the beginning, and it just seems to have gotten worse and worse and worse.
The job or the relationship?
Well, the job's been pretty stressful, but the relationship.
Yeah, it feels like if the relationship is better, the job would be more tolerable or more easy. You know what I'm saying? More easy. There's my awesome English working it out there. The thing is this, she brought you in and I can feel her. So she brought you in and didn't really get how good you're going to be. And so you're rubbing up against her and she doesn't really know that. So she's having a reaction that she's writing off as different things in her head. So we're not going to go digging into her energy too much. What you need to do is get more of a vision on why you're there, why you want to be there, and get into your own lane, because you keep swerving into her energy, into your energy. You're paying attention to so many other things except what you want and your vision and your forward in this, that it's making it really hard for you to get a momentum or feel better there.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so.
No, say it.
Well, it does.
What are you not honoring for you there? That's the question.
I guess I'm not honoring that she, I guess I'm looking for I guess her to say I'm doing a good job, I guess, and for others to verify that I am, except that I'm probably not verifying it for myself.
Well, until you start standing in it, and that's what I'm saying. When you just focus on going there, rocking out whatever you're rocking out, and not when we're wanting that acknowledgement, that means I'm spending more of my time with my energy looking for acknowledgement, believe it or not. Even if you're sitting at your desk or sitting in your room by yourself, working away, if your focus is, why hasn't she just said I'm doing a good job? How come nobody's acknowledged? When that's happening, that means I'm not in my lane. I've jumped out of my car, I've jumped into someone else's car, and now I'm complaining about their music. You need to get back in your vehicle, back in whatever you're doing there. Take pride in what you're doing. Start standing in that, owning that. Then you'll see them show up. But they can't show up to match a vibration that isn't there yet. And because you're unsure about how you're doing, you're not getting the response you want. Do you follow me?
Yeah. I guess I want to switch gears within my job, and because right now I'm teaching elementary and junior high, and I just want to teach junior high.
Okay.
But that's totally dependent on her.
It's really not, my girl. It's totally dependent on you. You just believe it's totally dependent on her. I'm not saying she's not the one that makes this decision. Of course she is.
Yeah.
But we got to get you getting your vision. You have to understand when you're in alignment with your vision, you are more powerful than a million people walking around on this planet. But most of the time, we're so busy worried about what other people are doing, or if they would just do this, my life would be better. That's conditional living. Conditional living means if this would just happen, then I'd be okay. We all do it. Unconditional living is, this is my alignment. This is what I'm going to get. I'm going to stay in alignment with that. Everything has to line up with that. But that's you getting out of the way of your team, of how energy works, how law of attraction works, how your guides and angels are going to show up and bring you the things. You got to get out of the way. You've got to get the vision on, I want to be teaching junior high full time. What does that look like? How excited are you about it? What kind of vibrational alignment can you get into with it? And you'll notice this lady starts showing up different.
Okay.
Well, we got to pull you back into you and the rock star that you are.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, totally. When you start rocking that out, then you'll notice, boom, now you're full-time where you want to be.
Okay.
Okay, really. But that's what I mean by us getting back on our own team or back in our lane is how I'd say it. But that's what that is. That is, you want to go and just keep, it's like somebody training. You just want to stay focused on your thing, be the cool, awesome chick that you are. Everybody loves you. Do you know what I mean? And that'll just keep building.
Okay.
As soon as you stop looking, it'll show up. And I know that's annoying as crap, because when people say it to me, it's annoying as crap. But it's how it works.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right, my sweetheart. Okay. Thank you so much for your question. Now I lost her to mute her. Patty, I'm going to answer your question as soon as I... Oh, yeah. Shazam. Okay, we got that. Patty says, why is it when you move forward and are leveling up that shit hits the fan? It's like all of a sudden chaos hits. Yeah, I think we just addressed that. But that is what happens. When you're leveling up. Oh, wait. Yeah. When you're leveling up, it's interesting because you're moving up and you're changing vibration. And again, your vibration's here now, or your habit is here now, and everybody else's habit is still where you left it. So if you were always the caregiver and now you're doing this, people are going to start to be very annoyed with you until they get used to this new vibration. So the more you stay in alignment with your leveling up, whatever that is, and you're honoring you and you're staying in your high vibe, you know, and you're just really honoring you is the biggest thing, and paying attention to tending to that and not getting caught up in wondering if everybody can keep up with you yet. Don't worry about that. Worry about staying in this happy vibe. If they're a little bit uncomfortable, we'll sit down and we'll address that, and we'll see what we can do to, you know, have something work for everybody as best as we can. But you don't sacrifice your leveling up, because if we're leveling up, you know, quote unquote leveling up, but when we're doing that, that's our vision. That's usually in alignment with what we want, which means it really is for everyone else's highest good as well, whether they like it or not. And I don't mean we force them into it, but a lot of times, and pretty much every time, we don't make change unless we're uncomfortable enough to make change. And so when somebody else is moving forward consciously and leveling up, it does ruffle some feathers, and it does sort of feel like the shit hit the fan. It's because there's a couple things. First of all, you're going to have reaction from people. The other thing is this. Think about it. You've leveled up to a new vibration. You have no comfort zone here. You have no habits of vibration here. You don't know what it's supposed to feel like. You don't know what's comfortable to you. It's all uncomfortable because it's your new vibrational pattern. So on a personal level, for what, you know, for experiencing a leveling up, this is the epitome of when, you know, I love Deepak Chopra because he's a science geek and I'm a science geek. And when he talks about insecurity is where pure potentiality is. Insecurity is where the magic happens. Insecurity is our best, most magical, powerful time. And we're all searching for security. Isn't that funny? We love security. And then we complain that our lives are boring. It's crazy. Right? I'm not saying to have everything insecure, but that level of unknowing means you don't have a habitual pattern, so magic can happen. So when you're leveled up, you're in a whole new vibrational pattern. So you can embrace the uncomfortable by knowing that in this uncomfortable is where all the magic happens. You can even find a level of comfort in uncomfortable, believe it or not. Anybody who's ever worked with animals, or I used this reference the other day because I was actually talking about this very thing of being in an uncomfortable new vibration and realizing that, of course, it's uncomfortable all the time because there's nothing comfortable here. And I could relate it to, because I was a show jumper and I trained horses and I trained babies, I did whatever. When you get on a horse, and it doesn't matter if you're on the horse that, the easiest, simplest horse to ride, there's always a level of, I could get my ass dumped in the dirt here today. There's always a level of that, right? Depending on the level of the horse. But still, even if you're on the bomb-proof horse, so we call it, even those guys sometimes just decide that's their day. They're bucking you off. So for riders, for somebody like me, there's a comfort level in that. I get on, I know I could fall off, or I know something could happen, but I don't care. I'm going to ride anyways. But there's a level of uncertainty there. Not uncertainty in myself, but uncertainty that who knows what's going to happen today on a horse. So that is what I'm talking about by finding a level of comfort in the insecurity. But yeah, it is leveling up is super fun. And it's also nobody talks about the side effects. It should come with a side effect. Ooh, that's going to be a video. A side effect warning, right? Leveling up, creating mojo, creating a life of success, has turbulence with it. 100% it does. Because if it didn't, you would have the life of success already. You'd already be in that vibrational pattern. So of course there's going to be things to shift for that. Okay, I hope that answered you, Patty. If it didn't, tell me. She's getting in the car. And she's staying in her own lane. Good girl, Patty. Get in your own lane, my sister. Okay, that one we got. Look at everybody. Angel, my sweetheart, I think your hand was up. Now her hand is down. I know the side effects will be good, right? Okay, I'm going to just unmute Angel for a sec because I'm pretty sure she had a question. Since 8-week work, new doors have blown open. Yes. Now, when I do Reiki or hug someone or touch them, I get visions of things coming their way. How do I manage this? I try my best not to be in someone's energy unless they ask. Radio. I'm going to unmute you. Hey, Precious. Yeah, I should drink because it seems like I drink, but I don't. Are you there, Angel?
Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can.
There
Gotcha.
we go. Okay.
I thought I had. There we go. Okay. Oh, technology and Jodie Rollins. Okay, my sweetheart. Right? Wait till you see me on Thursday.
At the same time, and we canceled me out.
Did we? So we did. That's awesome. Okay, my sweet. Well, you're opening up you're tuning into the channel more clearly.
Okay.
Right? So you're absolutely right. You don't want to be the one that just blathers out things if nobody wants to know them, because that'll make enemies quickly with some people.
Or
right?
pretty awesome people.
Yeah, totally will. Totally. Right? So just let them come in. It's like saying, oh, I'm tuned. Like, here's the thing. You don't have to be on that channel all the time.
Okay.
You
so
can if you want.
Be on the channel.
You start to set that up. You set up. So for example, with me and my gang, I at some point got frustrated and I just said, and I had a little visualization with it because I'm a visual person, but I just said, okay, I don't want to get stuff that's not for me to get, right? Like, so, and I don't want to be in other people's business, and I just want the information that's for me to come to me. So if I'm working, obviously, I have permission to share the information with you. So it's for me to give to you. You with me?
Yep.
If we're at coffee, I'm not going to say, oh my God, do you know what I just got? Unless we're those kinds of friends. Because if we're those kinds of friends, then I know I can play with it if I want. Okay? Out of my own. But if we're just sitting and we're not those kinds of friends, not once would I get a piece of information on you, nor would I share a piece of information with you like that. Okay? That doesn't mean we can't read each other's auras. Of course we can. That is not even about us opening up wider generally. It's about how aware you are of your own physical energy. So if you said something that I knew was a bald-faced lie, it would hit me in the solar plexus like every lie does, and I'd just go, oh, that's not true. And we'd keep chatting, right? Depending how close friends we were. So, right, but, whatever that is. So do you get stuff? Yeah, you're getting more and more and more open, or are, right? Or you're
Yeah.
fine-tuning is really what I would call it. You're fine-tuning. And so, yeah, you can enjoy that coming in. If you're doing Reiki, that's a great time to have it, right? Come in. And if you have a client that you can share those things with, that's brilliant. But if you don't want to pick it up all the time, you don't have to. Just set up whatever your rules are.
Yeah, because I find that if I go to a restaurant or something, I can be bombarded. If there's lots of people in there,
Yeah.
holy bambino, it's like full tilt. I'm in, and I could be that person's that person's that.
Yeah.
And I like doing. I don't like that.
Yeah, I have a girlfriend of mine that she calls it the Costco something, because that's what she'd do. And if her gifts first opened, she couldn't believe it, and she'd just say to her husband, "She's cheating on her husband. She's doing." He'd be like this, "Shut up!" They'd be walking through Costco. I know. So what I'm saying is, you don't need it. Oh, yes, that might have been fun for them for the first bit, but it's not fun after a while, as you know. And so. So yeah, you want to set it up. So same thing. If you see me in a restaurant, if me and my husband are out for dinner, I'm in a bubble. You could literally walk by me and I mean, literally you could. And unless, like, I don't move my energy from my space.
Okay.
So unless you're like, Jodie, I won't even notice you're there. Right? Unless I'm wandering around checking out people's energies, which I do. But that's what I'm saying. So you decide how you want to. So that, especially because going to the expos and stuff like that energy there's insane. Insane.
Yes.
It's like going to a mall times gazillion. So you need to be able to hold your own bubble and stay out of people's business until it's your business, right? So that you can work there, or you can function there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But that's awesome. They're getting stronger. Right. And don't think because you're saying I want to work now, I don't want to work now. It doesn't make it less. It actually makes it stronger because you bring such a different awareness to it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome. That's exciting. Now I'm going to go hug her and say, what do you get? What do you get when you hug me? Look out on Thursday, sister. That's what you're going to do. Woo. Yeah, the leveling up is fun, but people do act up. That's my girl. Okay, Chris. A relationship I was in recently ended, and I do have a lot of questions around that. Do you have any insights into that? I know you guys think this is Ask the Psychic Questions today, and I don't know how we got to that, but it's a coaching call. But you can ask me a question if you want on the relay. How can we do that? We can use your relationship as an example for coaching. So if you want to ask a more direct question about, or if you want to ask any of those, I have a lot of questions about that. If you want to ask any of those questions, yeah, then we can use that as a teaching example, like as a coaching for everybody. Yeah, it's a whole new way of people watching. So fun. So where do we ask questions? Oh, you just wrote it. Sorry. I love this. I'm like in the chat option there. Oh, I love you guys. If you can type, where do we put the questions? That's where you put the questions. Sorry. Oh my God, I love you guys. Okay, everybody's asking where you put the questions, but somebody put the questions. Okay, Jolene, do you want me to just unmute you? If you have a question, little princess? How do you know when to let go? That's a different one. Oh yeah, apparently there's lots of first timers. Woo! I'm so excited for you guys. Okay, wait, I'm gonna just address Chris's because I was calling her on there, but Jolene, don't let me forget you. How do you know when to let go? That's a super good question. In love relationships, how do you know when to let go? And there's a whole bunch, there's a bunch of different levels of that. So there's letting go for forgiveness. There's letting go of the relationship. There's letting go of the pain around it. There's letting go of the judgment. There's a lot of letting go. So the first thing is to allow yourself to feel the pain. And to allow yourself to mourn the relationships. because even if it wasn't what you wanted anymore, even if you're happy it's over, there is a mourning of what you believed your life was going to be. And there's a mourning for that life. So allow yourself to feel that pain, because sometimes that pain tricks us into thinking we missed that person, or we should make it work with that person, or we should fix it because I wouldn't be in this much pain if I didn't love them so much. And it's usually because we didn't mourn the life we thought we were going to have with that person. That's a big question, that is. When do we know when to let go? Letting go is a process. Letting go is an acceptance of ourselves. Letting go is an understanding of what we want and the alignment of that. And when you get more clear on the what you want, then it's easier to let go or then to build. But when a relationship has broken up or is in the midst of it, or is on a break, and a little Friends reference there, but if it's on a break, then that is always internal work time for you or me or whoever. Because that means I've lost my clarity on what I want in a relationship, not this relationship, a relationship. So you need to go bigger and get your clarity on the kind of relationship you want so that you can get back into alignment with what you want. And then that person is either obviously out or obviously in. But what we normally do is focus on the muddled up relationship and try and piece it out from there instead of getting the clarity here so it can just naturally move in and out of the flow. But letting go is something that happens when we fill up. It's not something you can actually let go of. It's when we fill up with something else that becomes gone. So the more you focus on it, the more you know you're not ready to let it go yet. And that's okay. That's totally okay. Oh, I love you guys. Now we got some questions that are rocking this out. Hope that answered your question, Chris. If it didn't, give me a little tootle there. Sherry, my darling, I've noticed really loud ringing in my ears right before I fall asleep or wake up. How do I develop this further? Ascension, open my third eye. I've been working with chakras lately. Yeah, clearly you've been working with opening up your energy, or you wouldn't be getting that ringing. It will tone down. It's nice. It's a tuning. Some people call it attunement. It's just you're tuning into different frequencies and you're actually hearing them. You won't always hear them, but right now the frequencies, it's like having, do you remember the old TVs when the, that's old, when it would go to fuzzy because the channel was done, before we had 24/7 everything. That's almost what it's like. You're hearing you're just tuning. So working with the chakras, you're doing a great job with that. Make sure you're meditating. Okay, make sure that's part of your daily practice. Make sure. I would recommend that to anyone listening here. Please integrate some sort of meditation practice. I don't care if it's 3 minutes. There's a great app called Headspace. Forgot about it, but it came back. And it teaches you how to teach your brain to meditate. It's really cute. And it's 3 minutes, a meditation. And believe it or not, you can find a semblance of awareness in 3 minutes. It's beautiful. And then you can expand it as long as you want. But even if you kept it at 3 minutes, that's 3 minutes more than you did today. So for the opening of the third eye, ascension, do a guided meditation. Just start playing. Don't make the intention anything other than quieting the mind. So don't make it that I'm going to meet my guides in this meditation. I'm going to open my third eye in this meditation. I'm going to clear all my chakras. No, we just want a nice guided. We want to teach you to come down. You're an overachiever. You love to kick some butt. I get you. 100% I get you, girl. But that's what that is. You just want to bust the shit out of this. This has an evolvement. And as you keep moving through this, you're going to notice that the more you find space, the faster things move, not the more you effort. Effort can only be met with effort. There we go. Okay. So you're rocking it out. We need a little bit more ease there. I can feel it in your energy. I want to breathe deeper. Yeah, that's beautiful. Also, they're giving me, your team just gave me the 800, 850, whatever gigahertz thing. I'm saying it totally the wrong way. But if you know that about the frequencies, That's something you could listen to a little bit too, but don't do too much of that other because you're very high vibration, my sweetheart. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. I hope that answers your question. Cheryl, my sweet lady, when you're doing a reading for someone and they want you to connect with someone they don't know anything about except their name, they're related to them. What is the question? Is the question, what do I do when that happens? How do I go about it? Or how do you go about it? Well, I'll tell you something. And the reason I'm pausing is this, is because you sort of have to set up your own rules on this because you do this for a living. So if you do this for a living, your rules are, unless you know them, I don't want to do mediumship because how are you going to know I'm talking to the person? How am I credible to you in any way, shape, or form? Now I can say that, but hold on one moment, because I've also done and a reading where I've brought through an ancestor of this particular person. But because this guy was known in history, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, but they did. So they had information that was not their personal information, but things about this person that they could confirm if I had their person. So it's really up to you, right? If you say you'll bring them through and you're confident you got them, then go for it and do it. But what I would want to look at more clearly with the people asking you to bring through somebody they don't even know, I would be asking them why. Because really what they're wanting is either some information, and you can get that from their team, from their guides and angels. So I would do it psychically as opposed to mediumistically, unless you know that. Like I had the client that I did this particular, I've known for a long time, so I knew they were it was just a bigger picture. So that's an individual thing. Generally though, in general, I will say to them, don't ask for somebody that you don't personally know, because then I could just say, woo, I got Oscar the Grouch here, and it's, how the hell do you know? You don't know. So that's my thing. I would personally not bring through somebody if they didn't know them or enough about them that you could bring evidence through, because how are you going to establish that link? You could have the link, but with all of them. Does that help you, Cheryl? Ma, sweetheart? Oh, good, Chris. I'm glad. Yay! Yeah, sorry, meditation. No, you're not going crazy, Patty. No, Patty's saying she gets a good half hour of different levels of ringing. Different levels of ringing mean you guys are moving up. Your team is working with you. You're tuning to different things. But it means also you need a little bit of help. So that's why finding a little time to meditate, awesome. If you're falling asleep when you meditate, Chris, my sweetheart, you're laying down, for starters. Don't lay down to meditate. Sit up. Get in a proper alignment. Get your chakras aligned, however you want to sit. Get the breath proper. This is a focused awareness. So I don't want to say there's work in this, but there's awareness in this. That's the point. It's about awareness. It's about, can you feel that feeling of expansion where you can't feel the edges of yourself anymore? Can you start to move into that, even if it's for 10 seconds? Yay, right? So guided meditation is a great one for that, because the brain's busy listening to the story. Now we're walking down a path. Now we're doing, it's, it's busy. And you're focusing on breath, and you're sitting, with alignment. Okay. If you're sitting up and doing all the things I said and you still fall asleep, you're trying to do this for too long, and your brain's just saying, screw you, I'm going to bed. So, because it'll do that. Yeah. So do short little ones, right? Patty pasted the headspace link in here because I love her so much. And so you guys can just click on there. It's a free app. You can end up paying for certain ones if you want longer ones, but you can try it out and use it for free for as long as you want. He's a lovely little English guy. I don't know if he's little, actually. I've never met him. So I hope I didn't offend him. But he is a lovely Englishman doing the Headspace app. Cheryl, do I need confirmation for it? I believe in what I get. Just say this is what they're sharing. You can totally do that, Cheryl. That's what I'm saying. You can stand in this any way you want. You can be confident in who you've got. You can say this is what they're sharing. And if they're happy with it, Hallelujah. That's what I'm saying. It's really a personal preference for that. Really, really personal preference. I do it before bed if I fall asleep during it. Yeah, that's fine. If sometimes if you meditate before bed, yeah, you might fall asleep because it's the end of the day. No kidding. And you know what? It's a beautiful way to put yourself to sleep. But when we're trying to do mindfulness and create more control over our mind and focus more and be able to create better, to be able to create or attract better, you have to have the ability to focus. And if you can't, and if it's hard for you, that's why meditation's so crucial. Because even those 3 minutes, it sounds like 3 minutes is nothing. 3 minutes is a long time to sit quiet for a lot of people. And every day is different. So that control is, if you meditate at night, I would encourage you to do it as well in the morning and at night. Night's a great way to put yourself to sleep, but the morning will then set you up for the day. Okay, 10-4. So the ringing in the ears is common. It's been over 2 years for myself. Louder when I meditate more. Louder when you meditate more. Yeah, because you're being more open to it. But there is more alignment with when you get steady in that vibration, you won't hear the ringing. The ringing will shift. It's like thinking of, those old radio dials. Zit, 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 when you're not quite, when it was like, oh, you just need to hold your tongue a certain way and turn your head, and then it got perfect. That's what it's like. You're still hearing the buzzing of not being totally tuned in there. And just know it's tuning itself. You can't really, I'm making it sound like you have to stand on your head or something. You don't. But the meditation, the mindfulness, the awareness of what you're channeling your energy into is essential to move that in on sort of all levels. You can develop this. Sherry asked me, do you see me developing this further? This is what I love about you guys so much. I love it because we all think the same. That's why. Do I see you developing this further? Yeah, because I said you're a go-getter. You're going to do it whether I told you no or not. This is the thing. The question you want to be asking me is nothing like that. Our questions when we want to know, when we want confirmation on moving forward, the confirmation comes from our own soul. It comes from us asking, do I want to? So what I would ask you, Sherry, is do you want to develop this further? And I already know the answer. Yes, I do. Yes, she does. Great. Then off you go. There is nothing here you can't create. There's nothing here you can't do. The key is to find the thing you want to do that makes you excited, that scares the shit out of you a little bit. Then you're in that uncertainty I was talking about at the beginning. Then you're in the magic. Then Shazam, you're on your soul path. Yeah, right? You want the things you want. So when you ask me, do I see you developing this further? 100% I do. But if you decided tomorrow you wanted to go, be a yoga teacher and not develop this ever again, or flip burgers at McDonald's, I don't know, whatever, then I'd be like this, oh, I see, that makes you happy now. Now, as a psychic medium, yes, I would see that you wanted to change before that. But the point of this is it's not about, we didn't come here with a whole story written for us. We came here with a whole story waiting to be written, and we get to write it. And most of us don't. We let everybody else write our story. We get to write our story. That's what's so much fun. And that's what's so scary. But it's so much fun. And the more you write it, you get to rewrite even those habits. If you've got a habit that believes you got to work hard to be successful, then you're going to keep repeating that pattern until you change it and go, do you know what I learned? I learned that if I stay in this flow, that energy is flowing to me at all times. And all I've got to do is keep learning how to tune my energy into the vibration of what I want and focus on that and show up the way I want and allow myself the experience of this lifetime, and everything moves in my favor. That doesn't mean you'll never have a bad day. It means even your bad days are showing up in your favor because it's time to level up. It's time to upgrade. It's so cool. But it's completely different than how we've been taught. So remind yourself, put sticky notes up that I'm writing the story. And if you have to put it in a third person, say, what happens next for Jodie today? What happens next for, Charlotte today, for Sherry today? What happens next in this story? What are we going to write for the next chapter? Write it. I encourage you to write it and rewrite it when you change your mind and rewrite it again when you change your mind. That is starting to work in alignment with your team, with law of attraction, with your soul, and with your body. All of those things work so beautifully together. But it is based on our desires, not our mind's desires, our soul's desires. Right? So there's always inner work on how do you communicate between your mind and your soul. Right? You can meditate, you can journal, you can do yoga, you can do lots of things that create that connection to you. Does that make sense? Can I get into the zone? Yeah, at night, it's like, so I just had a quick read here. I know we're, excuse me, a few minutes out. Dun, dun, dun. When I go into the zone and get into my groove and go quiet while focusing, I get a ringing any time of the day. But nighttime is louder and more awareness. Yeah, for you, actually, Patty, when I read that, I actually get, I get like a calling. So a lot of times you can get that ringing, and it's like a calling card. It's like somebody ring ding dong ding dong ding dong ding dong, like your doorbell. And so I can feel your spiritual side calling you. So there's an openness that's wanting to be more open, right? That's wanting a bit more attention. So if you don't meditating will start to bring that fullness, and they won't bug you as much. That yours actually feels like a calling. And technically they're all that, but when it's a little bit, you'll know when you're sort of adjusting into it. But if you're getting it this often, it's like a calling. It's like ding dong. It feels like they're knocking on your door. Please open the door. So the spiritual side of you, or the awareness of you, needs a bit more attention, if you will. So whether you journal in the morning, whether you don't, start find a space that for your 3 minutes for whatever, to just find quiet time for your mind and for you. Okay. And I just want to make sure. Yeah. I hope that does help Cheryl, because yeah, okay, good. She's just saying they were asking for a parent. I totally get it. I'm not saying I wouldn't try and help them. I'm asking that as in a general, that it's your decision how you want to roll with that. And I'm sure you kicked ass. That's for sure. Okay. Oh, Jolene, my sweet. See, you had to remind me, because I just get yapping away, don't I? I'm going to unlink you if I can find you, because we're going to run out of time. Jolene, I gotcha. Are you there? Did you leave me? No, she's there. Jolene? Jolene. You won't mute or unmute.
No?
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Are you there still? Oh, I had her and I lost her. Did you see that move?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I got you now. I think this thing's working against me. All right, my sweet, fire away. Oh, did I lose her? I had you. I think we're both clicking buttons at the same time. Don't click your button. Jolene? Jolene?
Hello.
Okay, don't touch anything.
I'm not touching anything.
Okay, we got Jolene.
Sorry, love.
No, it's perfect.
So
I
trying
forgot
to.
you.
That's okay.
Okay.
I got to pick up my daughter, so I'll be quick.
Yep.
So I've been trying to connect with my spirits and my guides. Is it that I've been feeling it a lot more lately? And is it normal? I went into a store the other day, like with the crystals and everything, and everything, just to learn some more, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got to the point where I felt so dizzy and nauseous. Is that normal?
Yep.
Or
Yep.
is this totally okay?
No, it's not.
Like I thought I was going to fall over.
Yeah. You're opening up to this whole thing, right? And you're shifting and moving. And then when you go into a place like that, that's very, very concentrated with that vibration, with, I don't want to say that vibration, but with that awareness, right? It's like walking into a church. A big, beautiful church has a feel, right? You can't help but be like this. Oh, we're in church. So you walked into a place that has got all of these energy charges that are all different. We got stones and crystals over here. We got cards over here. We got dream catchers here. We got, and they're all,
It was too much.
yeah, it's just too much. It's like somebody walking into the perfume place at Sears. Do you know where you're like this? Okay, frick. I got to get out of here. I can't take it anymore. Yeah, that's all. Your body, you'll get used to it.
Okay, so I am picking up. Okay, good.
Yeah,
I thought
you
maybe
won't.
I was going completely cuckoo and thought,
Totally not cuckoo, my sweetheart. Totally not cuckoo. You
Okay.
and you'll start to get used to it, but you'll also go after a while. Okay, I got to get out of here. It's too much in here.
yeah, I did.
Yeah.
'Cause, it was too much.
Yeah.
Okay. I just
Okay.
wanted to make sure, but I gotta fly.
Yeah, me
Thank you
too.
so much, Jodie.
All right, sweetheart. Okay.
Bye.
Okay, guys. Oh, I'm gonna mute her so that we don't have our kids in the car with us. Anyways, we're at 8:00. If there's I think I got most of anyone. Oh, I'm sorry for losing connection. We're singing Jolene. Okay. Whew. Thanks, Cheryl. Love you. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining me on this karma call. It was so fun. We had so many questions. It was awesome. Next month's call is, actually I have it booked, if you can imagine. I know, it's unheard of. Oops. I might not be able to find it right now. But I do have it booked. Actually, I know it. Just one sec. I have to look at this thing, and I can tell you. It's Thursday, April 5th. April 5th. Okay, is the next karma call. I will be posting that with the link in the next little while. Thank you for all of you guys who are coming on Thursday. I can't wait to see you. We're gonna have so much fun. And all of my newbies and everybody who's on here, thank you for sharing some of your evening with me. And I hope I get to talk to you again next month. Okay, love you guys. End of meeting.